Don't you dare get a driver fitting before seeing this video. Here are the 5 most important things you need to know about your driver shaft before you get your fitting, plus an additional bonus tip at the end that's going to help both distance and accuracy. The first aspect is length, and yes, length does matter. Most drivers come 45.5 inches. Local rules at most golf courses max out the length at 46 inches, but lately a lot of golfers are going shorter than 45.5 to increase accuracy. In general, the shorter the shaft length gets, the more often you're going to hit the middle of the club face, which means more accuracy. The second attribute is CPM. That's cycles per minute. It's better known as flex. Do you have an extra stiff shaft? Do you have a regular flex, a lady's flex? Obviously very important to each individual golfer based on how fast you swing it and also how you load the shaft at the top and release it into the ball. We want to make sure that the shaft flex fits our swing. In general, 245 CPM is a regular flex shaft. Now, this can vary depending on the brand of shaft you're swinging. Most brands have a table on their website that outlines CPM and shaft flex. So just because one brand is a regular and another brand is a stiff, doesn't mean those are much different in flexes. So you want to make sure you get into the details of the CPM of the shaft that you're going to buy. And so you know, the higher the CPM number gets, the stiffer the flex of the shaft gets. In general, about 10 CPM equals 1 level up in stiffness. So if you go from 245 to 255, you went from, let's say, a regular to a stiff flex. If you go up to 265, that would be an extra stiff. Now, if you're wondering what stiffness is right for me, a club fitter will get you dialed in on that so you can try different stiffnesses and different flexes of different brands of shafts. But CPM and flex of shaft does a few things. The lower the CPM gets, the whippier the shaft gets. You're going to see a higher club speed, but you'll also see usually a bigger dispersion and a higher ball flight. All right, and the third aspect we're going to talk about, we've talked about how much the shaft is flexing. Now a huge piece is where is the shaft flexing? In general, golf shafts have 3 different kick points, a high, a middle, and a low. A high kick point is going to promote a lower ball flight. A low kick point, more towards the club head, is going to promote a higher ball flight. And again, this is up to you and your fitter as you're trying different options to find the optimal launch angle and spin based on different kick points of different shafts. The fourth piece is actually my favorite. It's torque. This helps me tremendously in my game. Torque is how much the shaft allows the club head to rotate and twist in the downswing. So you can imagine if it's rotating and twisting a lot, the face is opening up a lot. If the torque is really low and the face does not open up, that face is staying square. Again, super individual to each golfer because all of our swings are different and we all need different things in our driver shaft to help us bring the ball left or right. Torque is a number. Every manufacturer calculates it a little bit differently. So if you're comparing one brand to another, sometimes it's not apples to apples, but within the same brand shaft, the lower the torque number gets, the less rotation and opening up the face experiences as it is swung. So again, in general, work on this with your fitter, but if you're missing left, try a shaft with a higher torque because that's going to open the face slightly and bring your dispersion right. Conversely, if you're a right-hander and you're missing right all the time, that face might be opening too much. Try a lower torque shaft to keep the face closed, bring your dispersion back into the fairway. One thing I will note, having done many club fittings in my life, different club fitters know different amounts when it comes to torque. Torque isn't as popular of a topic as CPM or kick point. So if you go into a fitting and torque isn't brought up, make sure before you make your purchase, you look at the torque of the different shafts that you're trying. All right, now the fifth aspect of getting the right shaft for your driver fitting, before we get to the bonus tip, is tipping the shaft. Now, a typical shaft tipping is about a 1/2 inch. What this does is it slightly stiffens the flex and it slightly lowers the torque. So commonly, golfers will do this if they're between 2 different shafts. You know, maybe they're between a stiff and a regular, or they really like everything about the shaft, but their dispersion is just a little bit too big and they're not finding the middle of the face quite as often as they would like to. Tipping the shaft is as simple as it sounds. It's simply cutting off about a 1/2 inch, depending on the situation, a 1/2 inch from the very end of the shaft before they put the adapter on. So if you're in your fitting, you found the shaft that you like, but again, it's just a hair too flimsy. It's just not quite hitting the middle as often as you can. Talk to your fitter about tipping it, and that might make it perfect. Now for the bonus tip, something that's not talked about enough, but plays a huge factor in both distance and accuracy, and that is swing weight. Swing weight is a calculation done by a machine to measure how heavy does the club head feel at the end of the lever, aka your shaft. The longer a shaft gets, or the heavier the club head gets, the heavier the swing weight gets. Conversely, if you shorten the length of the club or lighten the club head weight, you will lower the swing weight. Now, swing weight isn't measured in grams or pounds. It's measured kind of in a unique way. So here's a chart showing it's measured with a letter followed by a number and a decimal. So it gets very precise, and you'll see in the chart here, alphabetically getting lighter to heavier. Now, I mentioned swing weight impacts both distance and accuracy. Let's talk about accuracy first off. In general, if your swing weight is too heavy and you're a right-hander, your miss is going to be to the right. Conversely, if your swing weight is too light, you're going to be pulling a lot of shots. So if you're a right-hander and your miss is commonly left, try making the swing weight a little bit heavier, and that should bring your dispersion back right into the middle of the fairway. Now, when it comes to distance, lighter swing weight usually ends up with higher club head speed, which is going to increase your distance. Now, whether it's dispersion or distance, how do we change the swing weight of our driver without completely chopping things off? To make swing weight heavier, we can simply add 2 or 4 grams in one of the weight ports at the bottom of our driver. To make our swing weight lighter, we can do a couple things. The first being swapping the weights at the bottom of your club head out for a little bit lighter weight. It doesn't take much. If you have a 12-gram weight here, sometimes a 10-gram, maybe an 8-gram is all you need. The second thing you can do if you don't want to change the weight of your club head is to add on a heavier grip to your driver, or even add a weight in underneath your grip at the butt of the club. They make those, you can find them on Amazon or standard retailers, and that's enough to lighten the swing weight to help accomplish what you're looking to accomplish. So you might be wondering why and how am I getting a lighter swing weight if I don't lighten the club head? And it's called counterbalancing. With a heavier grip or a weight under your grip on the end of the club, it counterbalances the club head. It feels lighter even though it's not lighter because it has less leverage because you have weight at the bottom of the butt here. Comment below, of these 6 aspects of your driver shaft, what's the most important to you? Mine's torque. Let us know below in the comments. Like and subscribe for more golf tips.